Welcome, everybody, to Game 4 of the 1974 World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Oakland A's. So far, the Dodgers lead the series 2-1. And starting for the Dodgers in this game is going to be Andy Messersmith versus Oakland A's Kenny Holtzman. And we're right about to start. It's going to be Davey Lopes for the Dodgers, Bill Buckner batting second, Jimmy Wynn in center field, batting third. Batting fourth is the first baseman, Steve Garvey. There he is. Garvey's batting fourth. Batting fifth is Joe Ferguson, normally a catcher but playing right field. Ronnie Say is batting seventh, the third baseman. Batting eighth is Bill Russell, the shortstop. Ninth is Steve Yeager, the catcher. And the pitcher batting ninth is Andy Messerschmidt. And he's a BXZ. Buckner's a 2 and Wynn is a 2 out there. So they're good fielders. I guess you have great fielders, good fielders, and average fielders. I mean, and every so often you get a sprinkle of bad fielders, but really, really bad players. I mean, I don't know how many really bad players are playing baseball their whole life, right? You could probably argue with me about that, and you'd probably win. So anyway, just getting the sound in the background going. Sound in the background that rhymes. And I'm using this really cool, one of my favorite score sheets from History Maker Baseball, one of my favorite tabletop games. Today we're playing APBA. Love APBA. It was my first love of my life, so I can't forget it. And I cherish those fond memories. And every so often I go back to it and throw some dice and relive the good old days, right? And but then I move on to something else, a little bit older now, and maybe look for a little bit more depth. I know APBA has a great master game as well that I'm going to take a look at eventually. I should get a copy somehow, somewhere, in a box somewhere. Somebody will send it to me, or I'll trade it for something, or somebody will offer it to me, and I'll take a peek at it. I don't know if I'll immediately implement every aspect of a master game. I may just pick and choose different aspects of the master game, and I'll play that for a while until I get comfortable with it. And that's usually how I learn. It's a slow process, right? It's a slow process. So anyway, we're going to get started right now. It's taking me a little while to get the sound going. There we go. And we are at the ballpark. What would you do without a little sound in the background, right? Let me bring it down just a little bit. And it's going to be Davey Lopes. And Davey Lopes, Holtzman is going to be a Z, a B, Z. I tried to clean the cards a little bit, especially the A's. The A's are really rough. But, man, I don't know. Whoever had these before me gave them a beating. He loved the AL. Look at, if you can compare and contrast the condition of the NL. So I have all these seasons, and the American League is basically has been pounded, and the National League, from the looks of it, are pretty untouched and pristine for what, 60-year-old cards. This is 1970. My math is not that good. Going nearing 50 years, or 40 some odd years, right? So that's pretty decent. So these are new. All my national leagues are new, and my American leagues have taken a beating. Oh, so that was a pop-up to the shortstop, and that's one away. And that's Campaneris with a putout. It's going to be Buckner. Buckner, it's a ground ball to the second baseman, Green, over to first. 2 out. That's going to be Jimmy Wynn. Jimmy Wynn has 3 home runs in this series. And that was almost number 4. Swing and a miss. Again, trying for number 4. Didn't quite get it. So we go to the bottom of the first here. This could be Campaneris. That's a ground ball. Oh, no, it's a strikeout. Swing and a miss, strikeout. I just noticed that Messersmith has an X on his card. Let me double check that, because that's pretty huge. He'll be getting a lot of strikeouts with that X, and he does. So that's a strikeout, first out. That's going to be Bill North. And North flies out, right field. Ferguson under it. 2 out. That's be Bando. Bando, that's a strike. It's a 0-2 now on Bando. Foul back. And that's ball 4. So Bando's on at first, and Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson hit 29 home runs and batted, I believe, two. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, he had 29 home runs. Don't know what he batted, but that's not important right now. Fly ball, left field. Buckner for the 3rd out. And we go to the top of the 2nd inning. No score here in Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. The attendance today is 49,347. I don't think anybody's snuck by us. We're using the actual lineups as much as possible, of course. Within reason, fly ball. It's going to be North and center. 1 away. And it's Fergie. Fergie's up. Not the one that messed the national anthem up. This is Joe Ferguson. Right? I call him Fergie. And that's a ground ball, hard hit. That Campaneris, he's to his left and over to first. 2 away. Ron Say, 18 home runs in 1974. And that's a line drive base hit for Say, and that's the first hit of the game. 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd. Bill Russell. It's a ball that's bounced to the second base. He's going to flip over to Campaneris, and that's going to be a force out for the 3rd out. And they lead 1. And it's no score. Go to the bottom of the 2nd. Oh, all right. Here we have Joe Rudy. And that ball's popped up, and that's behind the plate. Back goes Yeager. Makes the catch. 1 away. And Messersmith looks in for the sign. He sets and he deals. And it's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2nd strikeout for the Mess. Fosse, swing and a miss. That's a 3rd strikeout and the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the top of the 3rd, no score. In game 4, LA leads the series 2-1. Yeager, and that's going to be launched, and that's in the gap. It's going to bounce off the wall. Hustling after it is North, and he gets it in, and Yeager's on at second with a stand-up double. Nice shot by Yeager. Got decent power. It's going to be Messersmith, and he's going to bunt. It's going to be a 35. Who knows what that is here? I think it's so complicated to bunt the ball. It's a fielder's choice, a 3-2-5-2. They get the batter in a rundown, and that's going to be an out, and it's a fielder's choice for Messersmith. So he's safe at first. I wish he had made it at least to second base. So Messersmith is on at first. What kind of speed he has. He's an F. And that's going to be a fly ball to North and center for the 2nd out. So they get Yeager in a rundown after he doubles. And here is the pitch to Buckner, swung on and lifted to right field. Right fielder Jackson takes a few step backs and has it for the out. Go to the bottom of the 3rd, no score. It's Dick Green. And that's a line drive base hit for Green. Green's on at first. Holtzman's going to bunt. It's a 41, a 27 is a foul strike. Nobody can bunt in this game. Whereas in Stratomatic, I mean, it's very unusual that you don't get a sacrifice that works. And that's a 31. This is going to be one that works. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. His only play is the first, and that's a sacrifice. Over to second goes Green, so 1 out now. Green is second. And it's going to be Campy. I try to send his car to the car wash, but did not really work that much. What I ended up doing is having to rewrite 56 a little bit. And that's going to be a 15. That's an 11. What is an 11 against a B pitcher with a runner on second? An 11 against a B pitcher is a single to left, runner out at home unless he's an F. And Green is he's a second baseman who's slow. So he's going to be thrown out at home unless there's 2 outs. And batter steals second on first pitch. So it's a single, and it's a Campaneris is what? He's bats right. So it's a single to left, and it's a 7-6-2 put out, throwing Green out at home. And then Campaneris with 2 outs steals second. So Campaneris is on at second. It's going to be Bill North. Bill North. It's going to be 62, and that's a fly ball. Left field. Waiting for it is Buckner. And that's the 3rd out. So runs are not easy to come by in this game. And we're going to have Jimmy win. He struck out his first at bat, and here he pops up. And that's going to be the catcher in fair territory. 1 away. Steve Garvey. That's a ground ball hit hard right at Campaneris. Makes the play easily. 2 down, and it's Joe Ferguson. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out. And again, hits it in the ground, and Campaneris over to first and gets him by a step. Hustling down the line is slow Ferguson, showing the coach he can hustle. It's going to be Sal Bando. Sal Bando walked his first at bat. Here's the pitch from Messersmith, and it's a ground ball pulled to the third baseman. Say over to first and 1 away. Jackson. And that's ball 4 to Jackson. Joe Rudy. Rudy hit 22 home runs, and that ball is lifted, swung on and lifted to deep center field. Back goes the center fielder Wynn to the track, and that's gone. That ball is a home run, a 2-run home run for Joe Rudy, giving the A's a 2-zip lead here in the bottom of the 4th. So Joe Rudy rounds the bases. And he's embraced that in the dugout. 2-0 A's. They are down in the series 2-1. It's a fly ball hit to deep left field. Back goes the left fielder Buckner, but he runs it down, and that's the 2nd out. And it's Ray Fosse. He struck out his first time up, and that's ball 4. 2nd walk of the inning given up by Messersmith. It's going to be Dick Green. He's 1 for 1. And this is going to be a line drive. And it's through for a base hit. And hustling over to third is Fosse with 2 outs. So Green is 2 for 2. And it's going to be Holtzman with runners on first and third. 2 out. And it's a 23. What is that? 23 is an unusual number that I have to look up. Don't have that memorized. And a 23, we are going to ignore a 23 because that's the game called because of rain. And I'm not doing all this all over again, that's for sure. So we're going to ignore a 23. There looks to be some rain clouds on the horizon. And a 62 is a swing and a miss for the 3rd out. But the A's pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. And after 4 innings of play, they lead it 2-zip. It's going to be Ron Say. Holtzman, the lefty, the southpaw facing Ron Say here. It's a 26er, and that's a fly ball. Hit to left. Hustling after is Claudell Washington and makes a nice running catch. So he's got the wheels to play left field, that's for sure. No doubt about that. 35, and that's ball 4. So Russell is on first. Well, I don't know why I said Ellis. Yeager doubled in the second inning and then was caught in a rundown after Messersmith attempted to bunt him, sacrifice him over to third. It's a 4-6, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a second out. And Messersmith, and that's an 8 against a B pitcher. It's going to be a ball hit to third base. Bando over to first. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 A's. Here we got Campanaris. It's a fly ball left field. Under it is Buckner, 1 away. Bill North is going to play in San Francisco eventually, and that's a walk to North. Sal Bando has good power. Say Messersmith, and that's ball 2, so he's ahead in the count. Here's the pitch from Messersmith, swung on, and no. Check swing, and that is ball 4. So it's first and second now with Reggie Jackson. There's action in the Dodger bullpen. Reggie Jackson, the batter, runs on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Messersmith checks the sign. He sets and he deals, and that's a ground ball hit at Say at third. And he's going to go across the diamond. Both runners move up a base, so it's second and third now. 2 outs, and it's Joe Rudi. Joe Rudi's 1 for 2 on the day with a 2-run home run. And here's the pitch from Messersmith, swung on by Rudi with a runner. Wait a second. Hold on. Got to back up. Oh, that was going to be a double play ball. They reviewed that play. They called for a review in 1974. This is a pilot program here in the World Series, only in Game 4. They're going to call for a review, and they find that it was a 5-4-3 double play. 5-4-3 double play, and that's the third out. So Rudi does not get a chance to bat in that inning. And it's 2-0 going to the top of the 6th. It's going to be Lopes. It's a 24. That's a swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 3. Bill Buckner was 0 for 2. 26, fly ball. Claudell Washington. And it's a 36 now. That's ball 4 to win. Ball 4 to the toy cannon. He's got decent speed. He's got an F on his card. And here's Garvey. Oh boy, Garvey swings and hits one deep center field. Back goes the center fielder, North, to the track, to the fence. He looks up, and that ball's out of here. 2-run home run by Steve Garvey, tying up the game in the top of the 6th inning. 2-2, game tied, thanks to Steve Garvey. All this with 2 outs. So Holtzman's not happy, and he's going to get a visit from the manager. It's going to be Ferguson. Ferguson is 0 for 2, grounded to the shortstop twice. Here's a pitch from Holtzman, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 4th strikeout for Holtzman, but Holtzman gives up 2 runs on a 2-run home run to Garvey. And at the end of 5 1/2, it's 2-2. going to be Joe Rudy. 61. That's a 22. Don't even know what that is. That's a 22 is a ball grounded to the first baseman. And the pitcher covering Messersmith, and that's out number 1. A 3-1. And it's Claudell Washington. 36, and that's popped up. And that's to the left side, third baseman. Say there. 2 away. And Fossey. Fossey is 0 for 1. He struck out and walked. And this is a line drive base hit for Fossey. He's on at first now with 2 outs. It's going to be Dick Green. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles. And he's going to be 3 for 3 on the day. It's a line drive base hit. Hustling over to third is Fossey. Dick Green is 3 for 3. Here in the bottom of the second, it's going to be Kenny Holtzman. Kenny Holtzman has quite a card. So he's somebody to be contended with here. I believe he went 2 for 4. This card, he played in the American League. I believe this is the first or second year of the DH. So he didn't bat. Yet in postseason, I believe he played and he went 2 for 4. So this card represents 2 for 4. He hit a double and a home run. So if you look on his card, he has nothing but doubles and home runs. So this is the guy you want up in this situation. A tie game, bottom of the 6th, runners on first and third. And that ball's gone. He got all of that one. A swing lifted deep to bats right, left field. And that is high in the upper deck. I don't even know if they have an upper deck, but if they had one, he sent it there. Kenny Holtzman hits life imitates art, or APBA imitates life. And Kenny Holtzman hits a 3-run home run, just like he did in the World Series or in the postseason. I'm not sure if he did but his postseason, this is his postseason card. And I believe it was his World Series card. And he hits a 3-run home run, and he puts the Oakland A's, who are down in the series 2-1, up 5-2. Crazy. So Fossey comes in, Green scores, and Holtzman scores with the 5th run. And here's Campy Campaneris. I took his card to the... How you doing there, man? 14-minute band burner. Yeah, they have the Grapefruit League is going again. So I was watching the Mets yesterday, and I'm going to watch another game today. So it's like all day 24/7 baseball, man. That's like dying and go to heaven, right? Hopefully when we die and we go to heaven, it'll be like 24/7 of baseball. Anyway, okay, so Bert Campaneris, who I put through the car wash, and it's, he's still a really beat up and grimy, dirty, filthy card, and it makes me feel terrible. I know that there's guys out there that have a way of either using this card for something. They either have a way of cleaning it or a way of just taking a picture of it and rebuilding it or something, because I hate to lose, anything related to APBA. Anyway, or any tabletop game company. Okay, so here's Campaneris. There's 2 outs in this inning. And it's 26, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that was his 5th strikeout of the game. 5th strikeout of the game, but man, Kenny Holtzman does some damage with a 3-run home run, and the A's here in the top of the 7th are up 5-2. 1-2, all that with 2 outs. So with 2 outs, it was a single by Fossey, a single by Green, and a 3-run home run by Holtzman. Loco. Ron Say is 1 for 2 on the day. He's singled. 6-2. It's a ball that's grounded to the first baseman over to the pitcher covering. Holtzman got over there, and that's 1 away. And Russell, 61, chopper to the shortstop, Campaneris. Campaneris over to Rudy, playing first base today. And that's 2 outs. In left field, we have Claudell Washington. At first base, we have Joe Rudy. And it's Yeager. Yeager doubled his first time at bat. He's 1 for 2, and he lines a single right here for his second hit of the day with 2 outs. Yeager, whose average speed is on at first, and Andy Messersmith at the top of the 7th. Going to let him bat. We're not going to make any changes. We're playing ball. It's a ground ball hit to the second baseman, Green. Flips it to Campy for the force. And we go to the bottom of the 7th, 5-2 A's. Here's North. North is 0 for 2 and a walk. He's flied out twice. And this is a pop-up. This is behind the plate. Hustling over is Yeager. Makes a nice catch by the screen. I don't even know if they had screens back then, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, they're putting up screens now because people are getting hit with line drives. So they may not have had a screen, but by the seats, by the cheap seats or the expensive seats behind home plate, right? I only get those seats when I go to see my son's varsity baseball games in high school. And it's a 44, and this is a ball that's Reggie kind of got under, lifts to center field, and hustling over there is Wynn, and he makes a running catch, and that's the second out. Oh, that was Bando, by the way. That was Sal Bando. Now it's Reggie Jackson. I don't know if I said Jackson or Bando. Jackson's up, and that's a cocked eye. And that's a 53, a 15. Who's in left field? He's a 2 out there. That's a line drive base hit that Buckner just couldn't get to. Doesn't have the wheels for that sort of thing. So Jackson is on at first. That's his first hit. He's 1 for 3. And if we were playing Stratomatic, we'd run and steal a base right here. There's a good opportunity. But it's Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy's got some good power. He hit a 2-run home run earlier in the game in the 3rd inning. May hit another one here. And he strokes one here, and that looks good. And that's a line drive base hit by the 3rd baseman. It's outstretched glove at 3rd base. And that's going to get Jackson to 3rd. Jackson hustles over to 3rd on that. So it's 1st and 3rd now. Again, the A's threatening. It's going to be Claudell Washington, who's 0 for 3. And we're going to see a... yeah. Well, we're going to let him go one more batter. We're going to let him go one more batter to Claudell Washington. And that could have been a mistake, but it's not going to be a mistake. And it's a ball that's a ground ball hit to, say, a 3rd, over to 1st for the 3rd out. But 2 hits in the bottom of the 7th, and no runs scored. We go to top of the 8th inning, almost done with this game. 5-3, A's. They're looking to tie the series at 2 games apiece. We are in Oakland, Alameda County Coliseum. The attendance is 49,347. The Game 4 of the 1974 World Series playoffs. It's a 61, and that's ball 4 for Lopes. So Lopes has a walk at number 61. And we're going to get, Buckner's a good guy. He's a contact hitter, and he has some good numbers here. For I know in the old book, I got to get my old book out. I actually have an old book in nice condition for the hit and runs and sacrifices. And I remember 40 used to be a hit. I don't know if it is in the new book. Let me take a quick peek. I know they made some changes, and it's like, make a change and hit and run. Yeah, that's 41. I remember was a hit and run. 41 was a I don't know. All right, so we're gonna. With nobody out, we're going to keep Buckner on the move. We don't want him to hit into a double play. It's a 55, and that's an 8. This is a B pitcher or B pitchers. It's a 26. So it should be a ground ball up the middle that the second baseman, Green, gets to, and he makes a nice play on it. Over to second goes Lopes. So we stay out of the double play with that hit and run attempt. And it's going to be Jimmy Wynn. And Jimmy Wynn, a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the second out. And that's the 5th strikeout of the game for Holtzman. And with 2 outs, we have Steve Garvey, runner on first. And that's a 41. It's a strange number, 41. 61-41. And 61-41. Let's see. And there goes Lopes here in the top of the 8th inning, down by 3. Lopes is running, and he's out by a mile. But no, the throw goes over the second baseman's head, and he was at second already. So yeah, he tries to. Oh, wait a second. Runner steals third, so he tries to steal third with 2 outs, so he can get thrown out at third, and he can get benched for the rest of the series. But the catcher makes a wild throw, and Lopes scores. That's crazier than crazy. That's all I can tell you. Okay, Steve Garvey's still up. That's 1 run, so it's 5-3 now here in the top of the 8th, and it's ball 4 to Garvey. So the tying run is at the plate in Joe Ferguson. Tying run. And that ball is swung on and missed, and that's a 6th strikeout, 3rd out of the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-3, A's. It's going to be Fossey, Green, and Holtzman. Say strike 3. 6th strikeout for Messersmith. Green is 3 for 3, and that's a line drive base hit single. He's 4 for 4. 4 singles on the day for Dick Green. How do you like that? Holtzman's going to bat away, and that's a ball 2. Again, he's swinging. trying to hit a home run again. Kenny Holtzman. And that's a pop-up to the shortstop to the left side, and that's Russell calls for that. It's a pop 6, 2nd out. And Campy is 1 for 4 with a single and a stolen base. And it's ball 2. And a fly out to left field. Buckner under it. 3rd out. And we go to the top of the 9th. 5-3 A's in the top of the 9th inning. It's going to be Say, Russell, and Yeager. Say hit 18 home runs in 1974. And it's a 5-6, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Holtzman's still in there. Russell is 2 for 3, actually. No. Russell is 0 for 2, and a walk. And that's a 4-6. That's a fly ball left field. It's going to be Washington, 2nd out. 2 away now. And that's going to be Yeager. 41, ground ball. Campaneris. Easy out. Game over. Kenny Holtzman comes up huge. Hits a 3-run home run. Pitches a complete game. And notches a 5-3 victory in Game 4 for the A's. This series is now tied. Drum roll, please. Series is tied. Messersmith goes 8 full innings, gets the complete game, but he gets the loss. Let's look at, Holtzman gets the win. He goes 9. Hits for Holtzman, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kenny pitches a 4-hitter. Does give up a 2-run home run. And then a ball, an error, a run scores on an error, so that's only 2 earned runs. Now walks, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. 1 home run, 1 gopher ball given up by Kenny Holtzman. So Kenny Holtzman is the batting hero and the pitching hero of Game 4 of our 1974 World Series replay. Thanks for hanging out and watching, and hope you enjoyed it. We will be back in a little while with Game 5. We're off. It's Saturday. I did work early in the morning, but now I'm wrapping up and packing up some cards that I sold as well. I'm looking to sell a 1970 American League set 1970 American League set. I have to take some pictures of it, and I'll be on the forums and so on, showing it about and seeing. Otherwise, just throw it on eBay and see what happens. But on eBay, you can. It's a little wacky. It's like hit or miss. You never know what's going to happen. It either goes for a fortune or it doesn't go for anything. So you can always set it at a certain price and just leave it there, and that works too. But always fun to have things going and talking and learning about stuff. All right, take care now. I will see you soon. And try to get this camera so you up a little bit higher or in a different angle. I'm still waiting for a tripod I ordered. Believe it or not, I got 6 different tripods. I'm looking for a tripod that can lift this up here like that. Okay, and there are a few. Every one that I get leaves the angle about there, which then forces me to angle it a certain way that the top of the order looks like it's like a mile away. So I'm working on that. I know some guys are using boxes, and they've stacked up these little boxes right in front of them, and they got this whole thing. But I'm always worried I'm just going to knock over the whole thing. I don't know. And so I'm looking to do something like this. Maybe get a little closer like that. So you know what I'm working on, guys. I'm working on it for you, okay? To get a better view of what's going on. But who really wants to see these cards, right? Take a look at this. These are beat up, but look, Campy is terrible. Campy is like shameful. But I did, some people, yeah, I know that. I have one that articulates, but it's like it's like plastic with metal plastic that turns and twists and all this, and it's a nightmare for me. I don't like it at all, and it shakes. If I move the table a little bit, the camera starts shaking. I don't know. It seems just very unsteady to me. So I know there's a lot of guys doing different things, and some guys do homemade things. But anyway, I was talking about this card, and I ordered the A's again because I'm going to keep the 1974 National League. And if I ever want to replay this World Series, I will use the A's, which I'll buy. I already bought. They're on their way, and they weren't cheap. But I got this set for almost nothing. Yeah, well, that's it. I know somebody can use these cards for something. They can either take a picture, like Photoshop them, right? Take a picture, Photoshop the cards, clean it up, reprint it. I mean, as long as they use it for themselves, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but then they get an original card. The trick is, I guess on a scan, you can do the back and the front, but then you got to align it somehow. Guys know a lot more tech savvy than I am. I mess around online all the time, and I do Photoshop here and there, but I'm not, I guess I would call myself like, I don't know, definitely not advanced. I would say just like, green. I got to be green, but I do mess with it. I don't shy away from it, or I'm afraid of it. I'll try different things, and I'll learn different things, just like all the different camera apps that I'm using to film this stuff. I'm learning about the better ones that work, and I'm learning about the upload speeds and download speeds, and constantly learning all the time. Learn. So anyway, that's the story. I did order Oakland again. I wish it would get here before I end this series, so I wouldn't have to show these terrible cards where I'm ashamed of. It's like my grandma wouldn't let me go out on Friday or Saturday nights. When I was 12, 13, 14, we lived in the countryside, and there were these little festivals that you could go out with your friends at night, and she'd always tell me, wear clean underwear. And I go, who's going to see my underwear? She says, well, if you're in a car accident, they'll take you to the emergency room, and they'll see you have dirty underwear, and they'll let you die. And I never forgot that. Anyway, those are the old days, man. All right, brother. I'll see you soon. I'll see you Game 5 in a little while. The series is tied at 2. We're replaying the 1974 World Series. It will be in Oakland. The 5th game will be in Oakland. And I'll see you soon. Bye now.